Hey y'all, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I am Eleni and I hope that you are all doing well during quarantine. Today I will be doing a Q&A so you guys can learn a little more about me. I asked some people on my Instagram and people on my Snapchat for questions to get to know me a little bit so that you guys can learn a couple things that you want to know. If you haven't already, you know what to do. So let's get into the first question. I wrote them all down because I'm using my phone to film. So question number 1 says, so this person was really bold and I respect it. And says, when did you get so fine though? Thank you. I mean, I don't know whether to take that as a compliment or an insult, but thanks. Number 2, what's it like trying to stay pure in high school? Okay, so for those of you that don't know, I just graduated recently and I have had a purity ring since 7th grade. A purity ring is basically where you make a promise to God or to whoever that you will not have sex before marriage or engage in any sexual activity, anything that has the word sex in it. I made that promise and I have my purity ring to this day. So yes, I am a virgin and I'm not ashamed of it. I feel like once you learn how to have self-control or learn to control yourself to a certain extent, it becomes easier. I started it with my mom. The promise was first like to her, and then it led to more of a religious thing for me because I am Christian. It's helped me because the people that I've met, the different scenarios that I've been through, it's helped me realize that there are some people that are out here that are really motivated for sexual activity. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with engaging in it. Like I don't have an issue with people that do engage in it. I just don't prefer it for myself because I feel like if I was to be with somebody, I would want to know they're with me because they like me for who I am and who I am inside, instead of like wanting to get physical. So I don't know if that made any sense. Number 3, how long does it take for you to get ready for school? Okay, so I drove my siblings to middle school and they started at 7:55. So I was already at school like earlier than usual because I dropped them off first. And so we would wake up at 6. Sometimes I would let myself sleep into 6:30 and we would be out the house by 7. And I do my makeup in the car, not while I'm driving. We're not dangerous like that. I would do it after I park my car in the parking lot. I had to manage some way, but it usually takes me like 15 minutes to do my makeup anyways. Number 4, pros and cons of moving to DC. Okay, a couple pros are just like being able to be out in the world by myself and figuring out things for myself in a way where I am just like let loose, if that makes any sense. And I feel like it is really scary, but it's gonna allow me to have that experience of being alone, and I feel like it's beneficial in a way so that I can already get a jump start to what I'm gonna have in my adulthood. A couple cons is like, you know, family all the way out here in the West Coast. I won't be able to see them as often. Of course, travel is gonna be very expensive, so there's gonna be a couple holidays where I don't come home. Friends that I have back here, I won't be able to see them that often. Adjusting to a whole new environment and a whole new like group of people. The change is gonna be a lot, but I feel like I'm excited for it a lot more than I am scared for it. Number 5, how did you choose Howard? Okay. So basically junior year, I think, Isaiah, if you're watching this, he's our campus supervisor and he's like an uncle to me. He invited me and my friends to a presentation at our school, and it's this scholarship program called Blurred, and it stands for Black Nerds. So they help you get money for college, and they really specialize in HBCUs. So I did not know that much about HBCUs at the time. I was very focused on getting into UCs and CSUs because I am of African descent, so HBCUs aren't really much of a talk with African parents. So I went to a couple of those meetings. I got familiar with Fort, and Isaiah's a part of them too. So having him on campus and having him to talk to is really helpful because he is a Virginia State alumni. So there was that advantage too. And I started really getting into looking into, okay, what type of HBCU would be good for me. And so I really got interested in either Tuskegee or Howard University. It was in the top 5 in HBCUs. So I was like, okay, well, those are my 2 options if I really want to be in an HBCU, you know? And so I started researching a lot more about it and people that have gone to HBCUs, and I started noticing that it would be a good choice for me because I've always been around areas that did not have that much diversity, and that's just a fact. As a kid, I was in Oakland for 5 years of my life and then I moved out here way before the diversity started to expand. So I was surrounded by a lot of people that were not like me. I want to be able to have a change where I'm surrounded by people that are like me and people that want to succeed like me. And being surrounded with other minorities and people that have like-minded goals and want to be successful, and they want you to be successful, I feel will help me in the future, because people are not rooting against me technically because they want to see me succeed, because they want to see more people of color or Black people succeed in the world. So I feel just having that support system from people that you probably don't even talk to on a daily, they're just there for you, I feel is gonna help me succeed a lot more than a PWI would, where everyone's pretty much every man for themselves. I am not bashing on PWIs. If you got into a PWI, if you're going to a PWI, or if you're at a PWI, it's not a bad thing. I really have so much respect for you, for you to be able to be in that environment where every man is for themselves and it's really the survival of the fittest. I have a lot of respect for you, I really do. I just feel personally I would thrive a lot more in an environment where I feel comfortable. Question number 6 says other schools that I applied to. Okay, so I only applied to 4 schools. Do not do that. Do not do what I did. Apply to as many schools as you can, because you don't know who's gonna accept you. And I really was only focused on Howard or UC Berkeley. Those were the 2 that I wanted the most out of all of them. I was okay, well, I'm either getting into one of them. I was very cocky. I got lucky. I really got lucky. If I was that cocky and didn't get into any of them, I don't know where I would be right now. So I applied to, obviously, UC Berkeley, Howard University, UC San Diego, and Cal Poly SLO. And so those are the 4 that I applied to. My major, architecture, is not a major that you would see in a lot of schools. I went into the UC application process thinking that I was going to apply to every single UC and just see which one I get into. There's only 2 UCs that have my major for a bachelor degree. UCLA has architecture, but it's for masters. So I was sitting there oh wow, I don't have as many options as I thought I did. So just make sure you check before you just walk in like I did, because it's really gonna help you down the road. Just make sure you apply to a lot so that you have options. I got into Tuskegee, I got into Alabama A&M, et cetera, et cetera. I got into I think 3 or 4 other HBCUs as well, but those I applied on the spot at a college fair that was around here. Make sure you guys go to those college fairs that do stuff like that. Once again, that's gonna give you options. And I also applied to Holy Names University in Oakland. I got into that too. Next question. What do you use on your hair? By the way, your eyebrows are amazing. On my hair, in the shower when I'm washing it, I just started, okay, literally, you guys, I didn't know how good this product was until my sister told me about it. And my sister's hair is really it's loose wavy, and mine is more of I'm in a 3C 4A type of thing, and my sister is more of a 3A 3B, if you know what hair types are. Sorry guys. It's called Aussie shampoo and conditioner, and literally you guys can find it at Target, and it's like $2.99 for a whole bottle, like a big bottle, and it's so good. I would totally recommend it to all of you guys. That's how I feel like these clothes turned out pretty well. This is a braid out, and it's lasted for like 3 days now, so use that, and thank you for the eyebrow compliment. Number 8 says, what was your favorite moment in high school? Okay, so I feel like some of my best moments happened in my senior year, and it kind of sounds sad because it makes like all the other years sound like super boring, but it wasn't. Like, it was just, senior year was the best year for me, and I feel like that's the same for everybody. Your last year ends up being your best year. I was in leadership. We switched crews a lot this year because our teacher was trying to do this new thing where we switch crews like every quarter. I ended up in the rallies crew for second quarter, and that's when we have our winter rally, and that's like one of the biggest ones that we have. And this year we did something a little different. Everything that we got in donations, we gave it towards a child that we funded from Make-A-Wish. And my crew leader, Molly, if you're watching this, I love you. She was facilitating everything. Like, she was amazing this year. Winter Rally was so successful. We had Avery, the girl that we were funding, come to our campus during our rally. Students dress up as princesses. We had a guy dress up as Maui and everything just for her because she loves Disney. It was really cool. Like, we had so much fun, and it turned out so well. Like, we raised so much money, and we were all just genuinely happy to be able to give to someone. And number 9, advice for incoming freshmen: be yourself. I feel like you hear that a lot, but it really is like the number one rule, because people that are not themselves end up being miserable at the end of the day. So really just be yourself. Don't try to please other people, because you will find people that accept you for how you act, for how you talk, for the way that you are. It'll make you genuinely happy throughout all 4 years. So just be honest about who you are. Be honest about what you believe in, but not to the point where you're offensive to somebody. Be careful of that, because I can't help you there. Number 10, social security number. Number 11, single. Oh. So right now, yes, technically I am single, but I'm not really looking for anything. So if you shoot your shot, do it at your own risk, but there's a good chance that it's gonna miss. 12, pet peeves and why. I have a couple, but I'm gonna just name my top 2. If you eat with your mouth open in front of my face, I will literally slap you across the face. I can't do that with a straight face, but seriously, that irritates the crap out of me. I can't do it. I literally can't sit here and look at you talk to me with your mouth open. Like, finish your food first and then talk to me. God. Ooh. Just have some manners. Just have manners. Then the second one, people that interrupt. I will call you out. I'm sorry. I just will. Like, I don't care for your feelings after that. You're being disrespectful. No, you just can't do that. Especially when someone's having a whole conversation and you just decide to like interrupt, like you have a right. Like, who are you? Who? I swear I'm nice in person, y'all. I swear I am. 13, this is the last question. Craziest thing that happened in high school. I really can't remember. But there was one thing that happened that is the only thing I can think of right now, which is kind of weird. But I remember there was this one girl, I think I was in my junior year, and some freshmen, these 2 freshman girls, they were fighting over something. I saw it on social media. I didn't see it happen, but it happened at school. Oh my God. They literally were fighting about something, and one of the girls started swinging, and the other one just swung her hydro and hit this girl in the head. Like, she dropped to the floor. I could not watch that. You could hear the bang too. If you're watching this, please DM me and tell me that you're okay, because I did not know what happened to her after that. Like, nobody heard about it after that. Everyone just saw the video. I don't know what happened. I don't know what was going on, but I just remember seeing that video and I felt the pain. Ooh, I felt the pain. That's all that I have for you guys today. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for watching this video. If you lasted this long, your real one, because I can talk all day. So I'm sorry if this video ends up very long, but yeah, go ahead and do those things, and make sure you guys follow me on my socials, so when I do another Q&A, you guys can ask me some questions too. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys later. Bye.